What's up everybody, my name is AJ and welcome back to Real Talk. Cryptocurrency. This is a topic that's been on everybody's mind, every investor's mind for quite some time now. Is this the currency of the future? Is this something we're going to have more and more interaction with within the next decade? Are we going to ditch traditional fiat currency? But I'm going to take this all the way back to basics and address the two probably most basic questions in this industry. What is cryptocurrency and why are people so hyped up about it? Well, let's start from the beginning. Cryptocurrency was first created back in 2009 by a guy called Satoshi Nakamoto when he created a cryptocurrency called Bitcoin, which I'm sure many people will be very familiar with in today's markets. The best way to imagine it is if you imagine cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as digital money that you can exchange with anyone, anywhere in the world without restrictions of borders or policies. Before, if you had US dollars and you wanted to buy shoes from somebody in India, you would have to take your US dollars to the bank, exchange them for Indian rupees, and then take those rupees away and go ahead and perform the transaction there to get the shoes that you want from the Indian guy. But that's kind of still an indirect process. True enough, apps like PayPal and credit cards, they can help. But the amount of rupees that you can buy with one US dollar is constantly changing because it's always in flux. There's never a fixed value there. So why is the value of our fiat money changing? Well, you need not look much further than the US government and the Federal Reserve because they play a massive hand in influencing the value of the dollar by, you guessed it, lots and lots of borrowing, equaling lots and lots of debts. I already made a video where I spoke about this, about what money is and how this works, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Now I can resonate with this being a reason why there's so much hype behind cryptocurrency, because it's essentially a bypass for all that bureaucracy. You don't need to worry about the Fed, you don't need to worry about fiat currency, you don't need to worry about the government, because the aim with cryptocurrency is to build a decentralized, digital, worldwide currency. It's truly astonishing how you can struggle to get 4 words out in a single sentence. Decentralized, worldwide, digital currency. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to even try to say that 5 times fast. But to put it simply, a decentralized worldwide digital currency means that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin do not allow for banks, the Federal Reserve, or the government to exist. And lo and behold, you can now buy things and send money all over the world without needing to worry about banks or exchange rates or borders. You can do it all off books. And the bit I'm really excited about, you can't just create more cryptocurrency to change the value of it, similar to how the Federal Reserve print more money to deflate the value of the dollar. So let's jump in and take a look at the granddaddy of all the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. Now, as mentioned before, more Bitcoin can't just be created or printed. It has to be mined by a set of complex computer algorithms. But there is a limit to how much you can actually mine of Bitcoin. The magic number for the limit of Bitcoins we can have in existence is 21 million Bitcoins. Once we hit that number, we will not be able to mine for any more. That'll be it. That'll be the only set of Bitcoins that are in existence. Now granted, my field of work and expertise is in AI, and the mining process is something that's pretty complicated, but I'm not going to bore you with the details of that because that's something you don't need to concern yourself with. But what you do need to understand is that there are only a finite amount of Bitcoins in existence, and because of that, there is no way that you're going to be able to manipulate the value of those Bitcoins. Remember what I said before in a previous video about the gold standard? Well, in my humble opinion, I'm looking at Bitcoin and I'm thinking this could very well be the digital gold standard of currency. Now granted, I am aware that there are other cryptocurrencies out there like Ethereum and Litecoin, and sure, each of them have their own value in this particular space. I wouldn't be too overly concerned with Ethereum though, because the founders didn't put a cap on how much Ethereum could be produced. So that's giving more government-friendly vibes to me, if that makes sense, and that's not something that you'd want in this kind of space, I feel personally. But to each their own. So, that's the reason why there's such a massive clamour for cryptocurrencies currently. But, like everything, there are some downsides. The most obvious one being that a lot of places around the world do not accept cryptocurrencies. Not yet, anyway. I live in the UK. If I was going to go and buy some toilet paper from the local supermarket, and offer them 0.0005 of a Bitcoin. They just will not accept it. It's either cash or card payments only. Currently, there's no capacity to process those Bitcoin payments on a national scale, so they're not classed as legal tender here yet. But, as I mentioned before, things are definitely starting to change, and the most seismic change happened in El Salvador of September 2021. El Salvador purchased $20.9 million worth of Bitcoin at the time, which would have been about 400 whole Bitcoins, and they became the first country in the world to adopt what's called the Bitcoin standard. Again, references to the gold standard. They're now using it as legal tender over in that part of the world, and I'm watching very keenly to see how things are going over there. Another big drawback that probably isn't spoken about as much when it comes to Bitcoin is just the amount of energy that's required to actually conduct the Bitcoin mining in the first place. So much so that Elon Musk made an announcement on his X page, or Twitter as it was back then, in 2021 saying cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels and it has a promising future, but it cannot come at a great cost to the environment. Now, when a billionaire tech mogul like Elon Musk is commenting on that, you recognize that this can be a pretty energy intensive process to mine all the Bitcoin out before we're finally done. But again, having said that, I think you can start to see that things are moving towards cryptocurrencies now, especially if the likes of Elon Musk is recognizing it, and speculation surrounding Amazon about whether they will start to accept cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as a form of payment in the future. Again, don't quote me on that, that's purely speculation at this stage at the time of recording, but all the things are looking good, and if that were to happen, then you can imagine Bitcoin is gonna head through the roof at some point. And the third thing to keep an eye on is that if everyone started to use Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies and completely neglected currencies like the dollar or the pound notes, the government and big banks, they would start to feel threatened. And when they feel threatened, you better watch out, because something drastic will happen. With the current fiat currencies and the current money supply, governments can control what's coming in and what's going out of the country. But if you went all the way to Bitcoin, currently there's no way that the governments can seize control of that, because it's completely off the books. So what can they do exactly? Well, there are a number of scenarios, but it's unclear which one of these roads they're going to go down. They may try and ban certain exchanges or create more regulations, which is kind of why a lot of current Forex exchange brokers don't allow US clients. It's quite literally already happened in China, where the Chinese government became quite worried or concerned about the rise of cryptocurrency, so they put a ban on all digital exchanges for cryptocurrencies over there. Again, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a whole, you're messing with an entire system here. You're messing with the government and the banks. They are not going to take this lying down. They are monsters of this system. They will not go away quietly, and they won't allow this to happen to them where they just completely disappear. But listen, we never know which road they'll take. They may decide to join the crypto movement. They may even create their own cryptocurrencies. Here at home in the UK, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak recently announced that he wants to create something called Britcoin. No, not Bitcoin, Britcoin. British Bitcoin, if you like. But that's not going to be decentralized. It's going to be completely regulated and overseen by the government and the big banks, so they have full control over it and they can control the supply. Yeah. I like the decentralized cryptocurrencies, but a regulated one like that, not for me. No way. So, what do we think? Is cryptocurrency the future, or is it all just hype? I want to know what you think, so let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you found this video helpful, fantastic news, please share it with as many people as possible, and let's help spread the word about cryptocurrencies, because there is a future out there. I think there is a future out there, but we've got to bring as many people on this journey with us as possible. This has been Real Talk. I'm your boy AJ. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all real soon. Take care.